Hello, Stephen Bedard here, and I want to share just some random thoughts about my experience in getting a Doctor of Ministry degree. And I just graduated with that degree. I didn't have a graduation ceremony or anything like that. We had a fall graduation, and if I choose, I can go to the convocation in the spring. But the point is, I have graduated. I have a Doctor of Ministry degree. And so I want to talk a little bit about that. First of all, why I ended up doing that. Long time ago, I actually was enrolled in a Doctor of Theology degree at a foreign university, and it wasn't going well, mainly because of communication. It had nothing to do with the research. In fact, I'd never even got to the stage of really doing much of the research, and that was part of the reason why I was feeling like I needed to step away from that and do something more realistic. And it ended up that it was suggested to me by my wife to look at the Doctor of Ministry degree at Acadia Divinity College in Nova Scotia, Wolfville, Nova Scotia, here in Canada, as she knew some people who were doing that. And so I wasn't really sure if that's what I wanted to do. I had more of an academic side to me. In addition to my MDiv, I have an MTH and an MA, and I really do like that academic aspect. And so I thought of the DMin as kind of maybe a little bit of a fluff degree, for pastors who like to be called doctor, that kind of thing. But I looked into it, and there was a number of things that I was attracted to, especially the program at Acadia Divinity College. One was that they had a partnership with Arrow Leadership Ministries, Arrow Leadership Program, and I am a grad of the Arrow Leadership Program, and that gave me some advanced standing there, so that's always a good thing. I was pretty happy about that. But as I looked at it, they really focused on the academic side, and it wasn't just about taking ministry courses. Not that there's anything wrong with that. In fact, I've gotten to the point where I enjoy teaching ministry courses more than I enjoy teaching things like New Testament and other biblical courses that I've taught over the past number of years. But they really had a focus on that. You had to take 2 biblical courses and 2 theology courses. And I got to study under some pretty incredible people, such as Craig Evans and Ron Sider. It was really such a great experience to be able to study under them and others as well. And so I enjoyed the courses. The courses were excellent, and they definitely were challenging. They weren't fluff courses by any means. Now, I had a lot of challenges in my DMin program for a wide variety of circumstances that happened to me. At one point in my studies, I ended up getting very sick. In fact, I thought I was dying. I was pretty sure that was happening. And so I ended up taking a year off from there, and that ended up making me lose some momentum in that. My original research project, my thesis, was looking at faith questions of university students, especially Christian university students. What are they wrestling with? And so I wanted to take a look at that, and it was something I was interested in at the time, and I was really actively involved in apologetics at that point, and so I wanted to have an apologetics side to my research, and so that's what I was looking at. A whole bunch of things happened in there, and I ended up stumbling a bit, and unfortunately, because of the timing and some of the delays, my original research was looking at millennials, and by the time I was done, most millennials were out of university, and I would have had to really change my my thesis at that point. And I did, because I actually totally dropped that thesis. And I even actually sent in an email saying I'm dropping out of the DMin program. But the good people at Acadia Divinity College, which I cannot recommend enough, they are so good. They were an encouragement and just said, is there something we can do? Is there a way that you can move forward? Is there a way you can finish your degree? And I said, well, to be honest, where I was going in that research, I have nothing left there. I got something out of it doing the research, but I can't finish that. But at that point, I had shifted in my interest more towards disability ministry and disability theology. And so that was something that I was interested in. So I actually started from scratch after having been already in the program longer than you're supposed to be in the program. I started from scratch and started a new thesis. Can you believe that? That is just crazy, just as I think about it. But I did that, and it was one that I was more interested in. So I looked specifically at disability ministry for small churches. What happens for small churches who don't have the resources to hire a staff person, or they don't have massive number of volunteers, and they don't have a huge budget? How can they be welcoming and inclusive of people with disabilities? And so that's what I worked on. And my supervisor was Glenn Wooden there at Acadia, and he was great to work with, and was able to do that thesis and get it done a lot quicker than I expected, and it turned out far better than I expected as well. So that was a great experience. And so working through that, I eventually was able to finish it, to defend it, to make my changes, and to have it submitted finally. And now I've graduated. It wasn't to get the doctor title. A number of people, of course, in encouraging me, have referred to me as Dr. Bedard, and it makes me feel a little bit uncomfortable. I mean, I take it in the spirit in which it is, as encouragement, and I am thankful for having people like that in my life. I definitely do not expect people to call me doctor. That's not why I took the degree. I really wanted to learn as a pastor. Now, what am I going to do with the Doctor of Ministry degree? Well, I still can teach, even though that is not the purpose of a Doctor of Ministry degree. And I encourage you to check out my video about the difference between a DMin and a PhD. You can check that out and see what I have to say there. You can teach with a DMin, even though that's not the purpose of it. But my intention is not to be a full-time professor. I've had a taste of that, and I enjoy teaching, but I'm more of a pastor at heart, and I hope to use that degree to help other congregations and other pastors as they're trying to navigate what disability ministry looks like while continuing on in my own pastoral ministry. And hopefully doing a little bit of teaching on the side. We'll see how the opportunities come. But that's up in the air right now. But I do want to say that for those who think that a doctor of ministry degree is just a fluff degree, it was not. It was pretty rigorous. Having done a MTH and an MA, having written 2 theses before coming here, really writing 2 theses for this degree, even though you're only supposed to do 1, it really was a rigorous degree. I realize I can't speak for every seminary. There are many seminaries out there. Each doctor of ministry degree is somewhat different, but I can highly recommend the Acadia Divinity College Doctor of Ministry, and it was probably one of the best experiences of my life. I wish it had gone smoother, but it had nothing to do with the school. It was more about a lot of family and health situations that were going on over the past decade, really. And but even in the midst of that, God used those circumstances to bring me to where I am now. So I'm thankful that I've graduated. And if you are a pastor and you're considering doing something, I would encourage you to consider doing a doctor ministry. And if you can make it work to go to Acadia, I would recommend that as well. You can go and just take the courses. They're 1 week intensive, so you don't have to live there. I live a long ways away from Nova Scotia, but I was able to do it. So something to think about. Well, thank you for watching this video. I hope that you are having a great day, and God bless you.